back in 2008. What a list that would be to belong to.
Love 15.
It started slowly in his opening match, did Novak against Bassavaredi. Did you see any of that, Colin?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with Bassavaredi, who former attendee of Stanford University, come out of that college system. He's got a serious future, a lot of upside there.
Yeah, then it was Faria, the Portuguese. Of course, in the previous round, as we've alluded to already, it was Thomas Machac,
15.
Czechia. That's his route through to the fourth round. He's been posting some pretty good numbers on serve so far in the 8 days as Novak.
At 14, 15.
I can tell you that Novak is #1 in unreturned first serves of the players still remaining in the draw. It's pretty impressive. 53% of that first serve have not come back.
Speaks to the accuracy of that first delivery.
40,
this stage of his career.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the fastest, but it is one of the most accurate, that's for sure. And there's enough pace to do the damage.
Game Djokovic.
Well, we know Novak's playing well, certainly serving well, but why don't we make a case for Jiri Lehecka to get the W tonight, Colin?
Well, here are two key stats in that regard. Service games won 95%. That's third in players remaining in this tournament. Serving very well and backing it up with some big forehands in particular. Break points won. That's what these big matches often come down to, is delivering in the big moments. And he's second of the remaining players. 50% of his break points he has won. So they're two good stats. Let's add to that the fact that we're playing in Australia, where he has played some of his best tennis. Winner in Adelaide last year, winner in Brisbane this year. His only slam quarter came here. I think Lehecka, he's got a chance, and he's spoken to that end as well.
Yeah, when you think the break points won average is only 38% for the rest of the field, Jiri is well ahead in that department, and it's the same for the service games won. He's way above the tournament average of 80%. I like your thinking, Colin.
15 love.
But maybe the most important thing coming into a match like this is the underdog, as Lehecka is the mindset. Wouldn't you agree, Robbie?
Absolutely.
Left for service.
Nicely done. Of course, they played at the United Cup last year, and one of his takeaways in his press conference afterwards was that he's just a normal person. He's not a god. Lehecka said, you know, that a guy like him can also make mistakes. There were plenty out there. And at the same time, of course, he's a very experienced player and knows perfectly when to play what.
I think that's so important. As I say, the mindset, acknowledging,
13,
respecting
15.
the quality that you're facing, but also recognizing, you know, Novak has 2 legs and 2 arms as well. It's, you know, it's sort of, he's human, and he's lost matches before, and you've got to have belief that you can win the match. Otherwise, very unlikely that you will.
Left for service. May 14-15.
Novak had some injury woes last year, but Lehecka's were pretty major. He was out of the game for 4 months between Madrid and Cincinnati last year, from April to August. Had a problem with his lower back. One of the vertebrae was a part of a stress fracture that he had.
Jiri Lehecka.
And he did say after that injury, Colin, that he really has been training so hard, and
1 game on.
he is ready for anything to come. He says he's not surprised by the results that he's had. And Nick, are you surprised at all by what you've seen from Jiri in the first couple of weeks of the new year?
Well, hey guys, it's going to be a fun one joining you. No, not surprised at all. You know, I think, like you said, Colin, it's all about the mindset. And he said, I'm so happy with the work that I've been doing with my team over the off season, but then also these last 2 or 3 weeks in Australia. You know, winning the first week, even though there are a couple of retirements, that gives you a good mindset and belief.
15 left.
You know, again, you gain belief from the work that you put in. So he feels like he's put in a ton of work, and you know, I think he's probably seen, you know, he's seen the scores from Novak the first couple rounds, going 4 sets, and he believes that, hey, I can do it.
Line.
From Djokovic's point of view, Robbie,
14
after his win over Lehecka's compatriot Thomas Mahatch, is it fair to say we're just double-checking his title credentials this evening?
I see what you've done there, and I like it.
I'll leave the puns to you from here on in.
Game Djokovic.
He's tough to break. He's only been broken 4 times this week so far, and he's got a 2-1 lead.
Djokovic leads 2 games to 1. Please, can we get back the ball, please? The match ball. I give you another one.
Scots are everywhere.
Can't get rid of us.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Pass it, please. Thank you.
the players with their own water bottles. You get given a couple of those. No more plastic around. Very little anyway. Well, he sits atop the major hall, 24 with Margaret court, but of course many of Margaret's were pre-Open era, and often very diluted draws here at the Australian Open. A lot of players didn't travel in the early days, so many do consider Novak the GOAT as far as his 24 majors are concerned. Very nice. And of course the trivia question that I want to ask this evening. Only 6 players have beaten Djokovic since he was the champion here in 2008. Colin and I want to know who they are. So Colin, you ever think about that as well? Well, give the viewers out there a couple of games to rack their brain.
That's where Djokovic is so good. That's where he's the best ever. Changing direction, keeping the ball tight to the lines, keeping his opponents off balance. Doesn't matter how powerful Lehecka is, he can't generate power when he's off balance and chasing the ball like that.
For me, that's always a barometer of his confidence. If he starts hitting that backhand down the line early on, watch out.
Yeah, guys, I'd agree with you. I think if he can use that backhand down the line and just rush Lehecka's forehand, wow, just barely missed. But the backhand is just money for Lehecka. So if he can rush that forehand, I think he can create short balls and some mistakes there.
At 30.
Pacey and accurate.
Out. .40-30.
He's annoyed, and understandably so. It's a basic miss on an important point. Chance to put a little bit of pressure on Lehecka.
Fair to say Lehecka known more for his power than his finesse, his variety. Interesting to see if that becomes a factor in this matchup, whether Djokovic tries to introduce it. That's where he's at his best. Serve, looking for the forehand on the first shot, hitting big from the baseline.
Advantage, Lehecka.
Yeah, one thing Lehecka's mentioned about Australia is he loves playing with these Dunlop balls. They kind of bounce up a little bit higher in his strike zone, and then that way he can play aggressively. So that's why he likes playing Australia.
Yeah, that's nicked the line.
Use.
Just get a sense, just feels like the precision is there for Djokovic. Yeah, the tools have been sharpened over the previous 3 rounds. Perfect example there.
Left. Second service.
Well, just
Djokovic.
a good deep return there. Just squeezing Lehecka, playing the scoreboard intelligently, Djokovic. He's the master at knowing when the pressure is on his opponents and how to utilize it.
Yeah, not a lot you can do when a guy's hitting 217 k's an hour right in the corner.
Biggest he's hit so far.
And it almost looked like he was leaning that way. That's how good the serve was.
It's another quality first serve there, setting up the point. We saw the stat. The service holds for Lehecka, sitting 3rd in the tournament of remaining players. This is why, working his way through these moments.
Lehecka.
It was a nice change up there, just 161 kilometers an hour.
2 games on.
40 kilometers down on his average there. Sorry, Nick.
No, no worries, guys. It sounds, Novak, he's speaking Serbian to his box right now. He's been a little bit on edge when he's been missing returns and looking for certain spots that he thought Lehecka would serve to. And he's given the eye over to his box a couple times, as if to say, wait a second, I thought Lehecka was going to do something else. So just keeping an eye on Novak in that mindset there.
Can we ask the question? 6 players to beat Novak since 2008. Nick, you might have to help out Colin. Who are they, Colin?
We've got to break it down.
Okay.
We've got 4 big names.
Yes.
3 Grand Slam champions.
Okay.
And 1 former top 10er. We've also got 2
outliers.
Curveballs, yeah, very difficult. One who liked to wear shades, glasses to play in. In fact, both did. Nick, do you want to tick any names off?
I think I'm going to tick one box off. I know Andy Roddick. Andy's actually one of the reasons why I moved to Austin, Texas to train with him. So he's one of the names. And then when you mentioned shades, I'm going to throw Hyun Chung in there. I actually played him in singles, and I might have a W over him. I got a little lucky there. I got a little lucky there.
Very impressive.
Impressive win, impressive pick. Semi-finalist here, Hyun Chung, just made a little comeback on the ITF Tour, Robbie, after a long layoff. Oh, so good, so accurate. Cut the corner to take it early. Let's tick off a couple of other big names.
Yeah, who did he lose to last year? Nick, do you remember? Novak?
Put me on the spot there. Get back to you. Lost to Jannik Sinner last year.
So we're halfway there. Just got 3 more.
Stan Wawrinka.
Yes.
14-15.
So that's the 3 Slam champions gone. The top 10 player.
There weren't many other players that wore sunglasses, but Denis Istomin,
Oh my goodness.
was he one of the sunglasses guys?
Goodness me.
Yes, sir.
Nick Monroe.
And the icing on the cake, the last one, was Joe Wilfried Tsonga.
Djokovic.
Those are the 6 guys to beat Novak since he won here back in 2008. And he's got the lead right now. A couple of wins already today for the likes of Tommy Paul, winning comfortably against Alejandro Davidovich for Cain. He's just making his way through the draw. Almost under the radar is Tommy Paul. He likes playing in Australia too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he most certainly does.
Semi-finals, Robbie. Yes.
His only Slam semi so far.
Carlos Alcaraz winning a little earlier today on this court. Jack Draper having to retire after the second set. Alcaraz won the first 2 sets, 7-5, 6-1. And of course, the winner of this one will take on Carlos.
Yeah, our best wishes to Jack Draper, forced to retire today. Well, that was Mark Madden, the manager of Novak now, just covering up the camera.
Net for service.
He wants to keep the number of zeros on those contracts private.
39.
Supports it for Lehecka. He gets his serve going here. Serving at 56% of first serve so far, and well, it was a great effort to hold his previous service game, but he can't keep showing Djokovic as many second serves. That's much better in this game. Rhythm to his deal.
Yeah, it's interesting. With Lehecka was speaking about how he feels. Why couldn't it be me? Why couldn't I beat Novak? And Novak said, hey, this guy's serve is very underrated. He wins a lot of free points. So Novak is definitely focusing on the return, trying to stay a little bit lower.
Left, second service.
I was noticing on the changeover when Novak was having a discussion with Coach Andy Murray in the box, he was just asking questions. What am I doing on the return? And I saw Andy Murray say, putting up the one finger, saying on the first, and use his hand to say stay down. So I think he's going to try to stay down on that first serve return because the serve is coming in hot.
Left for service. Left for service. Lehecka.
Nick, something we've not discussed too much yet. It's been a very warm day, probably the warmest in the tournament. Is it still warm down there?
Yeah, you know, today was extremely warm. I was out watching Tommy Paul and some other matches, and I was absolutely scorching. It was about 92 degrees Fahrenheit. But right now, it actually feels really nice. It's, you know, not cool, but it's just, you know, perfect tennis weather, no wind. And, you know, these are great conditions for the players. You know, according to my trusty weather app, it says it's 88 degrees, but, you know, the sun has pretty much gone away or behind the clouds, and so it's a bit overcast for the players, which is really nice.
All. 13-15. At 14-15.
Good deal of first serves. Colin, he's made 14 out of 19. Translates to 74%. And if you weren't with us at the start, as far as unreturned first serves are concerned, Novak's top of the pile of the remaining players in the draw because of the geometric perfection of his first serve. Another ace.
4 games to 3.
Sit down with him.
You know, yes, he sustained his mobility, his movement, and his speed to, you know, a degree where he could still, you know, be very, very effective, one of the best of all from the back of the court. But without the serve, without the maybe 1 or 2 cheap points a game, you know, setting up some attackable first balls, etc., I think he would have had the same success. So it's not often spoke about. The importance of the Djokovic serve, the first serve, and how effective his second is.
At time.
I want to get your thoughts, Colin. Because the problem is the serve doesn't play a big role, does it? From 12 to, say, 16. So you tend to spend so much time on the ground strokes.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think at that developmental age, it's so important to get solid technical fundamentals and foundations in place. You know, just things like the grip. You know, being side on, getting into a good throwing position, which was Djokovic's struggle.
Yep.
You know, the right arm was quite straight at the back. Now it's in a much stronger throwing position. He's got to do with some more big serves to get out of trouble here.
First 2 shots were so tentative from Novak. For me, that's been one of the storylines in his opening 3 rounds. Hasn't been that decisive shot making early on. point was an example. He's got away with one there again, has Novak, because it was a complete miss-hit on a second serve return. I mean, those two words don't go hand in hand.
It's a very loose game so far from Lehecka.
Gifted Novak 2 break points.
Djokovic.
Oh, what a donation with the new balls. Jiri Lehecka has played a service game that he will want to forget about, and that is only the 3rd time he has been broken all tournament. Once by Lee Tu, once by Hugo Gaston. That's it. Make that 3. And Novak will serve for the set as a result.
You know, it's interesting for me. Lehecka in his last return game, he missed a backhand return, and he started hitting his strings as if to say the ball's not going anywhere because he missed a backhand in the net. Then he came out to his service game, got broken. So it seems like he's thinking about his tension just a little bit, because on the changeover, he also brought out another racket. So, you know, we'll see if he's trying to figure out what's best for him, a tighter or looser tension now.
Interesting to see Lehecka using a couple of slice backhands there. I would have thought if anyone in this matchup was going to try and mix things up, it would be Djokovic. But he has had some struggles in the past, Djokovic, hasn't he? When players have sliced a lot and really asked him to generate pace. It's an interesting tactical jousting going on here.
Yeah, Colin, you mentioned the backhand slice. Out of all of last year, out of the amount of backhands that he hit, he only hit 18% of his shots off the backhand as a slice. So you're right, he doesn't use it very often.
Well, Lehecka not operating
15
at the level that he can, and it's just playing into Djokovic's hands. You know, Djokovic is so good at these efficient sets of tennis, very clean on serve, takes care of business, waits for that opportunity to break, and without overly exerting himself, got a chance to seal the opening set here.
Game, first set, Djokovic.
Well, just doing the basics well in that opening stanza, did Novak, and he bags the first set in 37 minutes, 6-3. Novak loving life right now. He was donated a service break in the opening set. That's what separates them. Here we go, set number 2.
15 love.
Robbie, the results are in.
Of what?
You've got an A+ in your Serbian test.
That's good news. Those are hard to come by.
We love you, Noli.
Okay.
He can't keep making that sort of error, Lehecka.
I think what troubles me is the size of the errors,
Yeah.
Colin.
It's it comes back to mindset for me when a player of his quality is missing a ball by that much. You know, where is his head? Is he overplaying the match? Is he too focused on the outcome of the shot? I still think he's making these mistakes against well, the players in the previous rounds, for example.
Yeah, guys, I'd agree with you. And look, you know, he talked about how he's really been focusing on the process in his game throughout preseason, throughout the beginning of this year in these tournaments, and that's why he's been playing so well, just focusing one point at a time. But, you know, after he lost the first point, he looked over to his coach, gave the thumbs up as if to say, what's going on out here? But right now, his footwork is very slow. So if I were him, I'd focus more on the footwork to get to the ball earlier.
13-14.
Yeah, the average rally length here is short. It's under 4 shots. And that very much plays into Djokovic's hands. Short points, conserving energy, getting errors from his opponent. He'll be feeling very happy right now. Incisive return of serve, gets a look at another second, steps in, just drills it onto the baseline. He really has grabbed this match by the scruff of the neck in the last few games.
And how often have we seen that, Colin? Those kind of returns. It's more like it. Legion of fans, they call themselves Nole Fam. Good artwork going on there. Classic backhand cross step on the return.
I want to know where Colin got the Serbian from. You speak Serbian, Colin?
I think there was some artificial help there.
Some technology involved, Nick. Got to be quick with the translate.
More like it.
That's much more like it. That might just be a point that gets Lehecka going here. Nick referred to sort of focusing on the feet. I completely agree, getting intensity up there, but just extending some of the rallies so you find a rhythm. And he found a rhythm during that point that allowed him to finish with a flourish.
Now right back at you.
15-all.
There's one thing with Djokovic. You know, it's not the same as an Alcaraz or maybe even a Sinner, where he's going to come out and just blow bucket loads of winners past you. You know, he's going to squeeze you with depth, and I think Lehecka can afford to sort of put some solid balls in play here and try and play himself into the match a little more. His average rally ball, Lehecka, is still so fast, so heavy.
Definitely up the ante in this game. He's fed up of how poorly he's played on his last 2 service games.
Yeah, this is much more like it from Lehecka. This is the guy that won in Brisbane this year, Adelaide last year.
Guys, Novak just looked over at his camp and he said, bring the toss back on your serve. I think that'll try to help his first serve to get up a little bit better.
I really remember the match when he started to bring that out a lot, Colin. It was against Casper Ruud in Rome in the opening set. And I think he was serving to stay in at 4-5. Casper had all these set points, and he kept catching him with that second serve right there, one after the other. It was so effective, and it's become a permanent fixture on a regular basis since then.
What year are we talking, Robbie? 2020?
19 maybe?
13-14.
It was deep in the tournament. 20 was quarter semis of Rome, maybe. Yes, I want to say 2020. That sounds about right. That's when I really remember it. I remember it occasionally, but since that match, great regularity. Break point for Lehecka here.
Just 2 of 6 first serves in the game. Well, I appreciate the game styles are different here. Lehecka likes to go for it more. But if you reverse the roles, I just don't think there's any way Djokovic misses that easily on a point like that. A break point. That was cheap.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Michael Navratil, his coach in the blue shirt, he'll be frustrated because he knows his charge is better than those misses. A lot better.
Game Djokovic.
That serve is something else.
Djokovic leads
Licking
2
the line.
games to none.
And some ins the break. Nice. They've got some merch, that crew.
Love.
Guys, that previous play on the first play, I really like that play from Lehecka because I can start to hear his feet screeching a little bit more on the court. He's definitely more active with his footwork, getting around the ball, and the pace of the ball is starting to pick up a bit more from Lehecka.
At 40 love.
And Novak's had enough of that game. Maybe he just wants to focus more on his serve.
And I say what a match that could be, because I'm not ruling Jiri Lehecka out yet. But I do feel that it's a big 25-30 minute period for him here. He's got to elevate his game, and he's got to get himself right back into this second set.
One set after an early break. That constitutes the first 4 games in a set. So Novak goes on to win a set 94% of the times when he breaks early.
Yeah, as you said, guys, those averages are just incredible. And thanks to our good friends at Opta, he holds an 87-1 record after winning the first set at the AO. So Lehecka's got a big mountain to climb right now.
Of course, the million-dollar question, Colin, is who is the one?
Yeah, Nick's just opened the door there, hasn't he, for another bit of trivia.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm cheating since we have it. But yeah, Stan Wawrinka was the one that beat him after losing the first set. But
Just remind us about the score there in the 5th, Colin.
9-7.
What a match that
for
was.
Stan, yeah, the quarterfinals, 2014. Fantastic depth there from Djokovic. Andy Murray certainly liked it.
So did his wife, Jelena.
At 30 all.
I say he's looking sharp, isn't he, Novak Djokovic? Lehecka's been far from his best so far this evening, but Djokovic is doing a very professional job. He's managing this match impressively. It's a big opportunity there.
40-30.
Short ball in the forehand, 30 all. Another huge error. It looks like the team are still trying to help him with the serve.
Yeah, Milan and Manovic now getting involved.
Yeah, I think trying to tell him to get up to the serve. Just 6 of 13, 46% of first serves in this set.
Yep, for service.
More than likely just conveying the message from Andy, who's just leant over and whispered in his ear.
Yeah, guys, definitely from this angle, I can see that that toss is definitely pretty far out in front of Novak, and that's what Coach Andy Murray was telling him a couple of games ago when he was on this side, was bring the toss back. That'll help you get your legs under the serve, get your hip under the serve. But from this angle, I can definitely see that toss is pretty far out in front at times.
Advantage Djokovic.
Not sure what that is all about.
Djokovic.
Well, that's a big opportunity missed for Lehecka, isn't it?
3 games
That
to
is
1.
poor game from Djokovic. He's struggling on his serve, and he had a number of opportunities there, Jiri Lehecka. I just don't think he's quite handling the occasion yet.
Stefan's just saying to Mark Madden that Mark, he's got to just get that ball toss in the right place. Don't you agree? He's got a lovely smile.
Thank you, place already. Thank you.
Stefan, his face lights up. He's been playing a bit of tennis. See ya!
For me, there's only going to be one winner of this type of point. Incredible movement from Djokovic, still at this stage of his career.
15 all.
That was one of the best returns I've seen him hit in all of the 3 matches he's played. That was a proper return. That was prime Djokovic. 216 km/h first serve. Almost glued it to the baseline.
First service.
Wow, sublime.
Well, we've seen glimpses here of what this guy's capable of.
At 13-15.
Yeah, guys, I love seeing Jiri Lehecka come forward. I mean, he's 6 of 7 net points won, and for me, that just means the footwork is better. He's playing more aggressively. He's trying to take it to Novak and not just hoping that something's going to happen. He's trying to make it happen right now.
That's been the problem, though.
30 all.
The good stuff has been few and far between.
He's gone from world's best there to world's worst.
Just gifting so many points to Djokovic, and he just cannot afford to do that against him.
You know, guys, when I think of Jiri Lehecka, I think he's a very calm customer, kind of goes about his business, doesn't get too frustrated, but he's been looking over at his coach after pretty much every mistake. And I think it's the, you know, thinking, hey, this could be my time, you know, before coming out in this match, and then he's not playing up to the level that he wants to. And then now he really needs to get back to the drawing board and just stay focused on one point at a time.
Second service.
Best point of the match from Lehecka.
Yeah, he had Djokovic moving this time.
Deuce.
Is it a risky shot, a brave shot to go for the drop shot on break point? Brilliant execution. Double teapot from Novak. He didn't like that one.
No.
First service. Advantage, Djokovic.
Felt those last 3 ground strokes were struck with authority. Much better ball striking there. Earned him another break point. It's good tennis.
Well, too good again, acknowledged by Djokovic. It's a must-hold game here for the 23-year-old. He's actually showing some really nice net skills this evening at times.
7 of 8 won in the match, 4 of 5 in the set.
Advantage, Lehecka.
Guys, his first step to move up to the short ball is so quick here. And again, he's just done that so well, right? Staying low through that forehand, giving himself a little bit more margin for error. Seems like he's getting a little bit of confidence back now.
Oh, it's another hard work hold for Lehecka. He stayed, won his first major right here back in 2008. Remember who he beat in the final?
It was a Frenchman. We've already mentioned him this evening.
We have.
Wilfried Tsonga. So close. Tsonga to a slam title there. Guys,
we'll keep an eye out and see if there's any game plan change for Lehecka. He came out with a little pep in his step from that changeover and had a long conversation with his coach before getting started for this game.
If Novak does win,
30 love.
he'll be through to the quarterfinal at a major for the 61st time. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? It is the most. Federer was at 59.
Left for service.
Well, his powers of defense, his ability to counter are still so strong. Lehecka with that return would have won that point against most players.
Left for service. 14-15.
That's his good friend, Charlie Gomez Herrera. He used to train, still does when he does hit balls, in Marbella. That's where he met him. Novak loves to play at the same club as him.
Net for service.
Yeah, the Puente Romano hotel and resort down there in Marbella.
Yeah, a few players practice out of it.
The Costa del Sol. Beautiful part of Spain.
Game Djokovic.
Oh, look what I found. That was a look towards his cap.
Djokovic leads 4-2.
That's a good t-shirt there.
Yeah, 10 out of 10 there for the design. And for the effort.
For my money, he doesn't get enough credit for how well he volleys.
Love 15.
Yeah, it's amazing how calm he stayed there. You know, Lehecka hit a very big pass and then a little dipper, which a lot of players will maybe kind of panic there, but he stayed so calm with his hands and soft.
This is where his interest, you know, sort of peaks again. He's got the first point, Lehecka's serve. Half a chance for a double break, maybe.
It's otherworldly. Rolling back the years.
Love 30.
This guy is 37 years of age, but look at him. As soon as he hit that backhand, he knew where the next ball was going for Lehecka. He took off. That's what gave him a chance. And he enjoyed that one.
I was commentating on a 38-year-old yesterday, and his movement was also otherworldly. Gilmore Feast taking on Taylor Fritz. One of the best performances I've seen from him in many a year. In fact, probably going back to 2020. So back-to-back service games of Lehecka. He has break points and the opportunity to go up a double break. I would think, given how well he's serving, this would probably put the set to bed.
He saw his opportunity there. I don't mind the play. It was an attackable serve.
That's his manager on the left of Yelena, Mark Madden. Taken over his business affairs from Eduardo Artoldi, who was with him for many years. That's an impressive drop shot over the higher part of the net.
use.
Clipped that beautifully. Some neat wedge play from Lehecka.
And it's been a little more about the feel and finesse, the volleying from Lehecka than we thought. And he's known for being one of the most powerful players in the game.
Advantage Lehecka.
And that was his fastest ball. 217 kilometers an hour. That's fastest for the match. Some good resistance. Let's enjoy this point from a little earlier and see the athleticism of Novak.
But look at the read here. He's moving for this volley before it's been hit. He knows where it's going, reads the game as well as anyone ever has, and he's still got the speed, the athleticism and the skill set to produce moments of magic like this. Cheeky little finish as well, back in behind.
It's always one of the advantages of passing well down the line, because 9 times out of 10, you know that the volley is going to go cross court.
Time.
He was number 1 for a long, long time, longer than anyone else. 428 weeks. He held the keys to the rankings penthouse. Djokovic will tell you that 4-3, not having any chances on your opponent's service games, a little different to 4-3 when you've had a chance to go up a double break twice. See if he can just keep his nose out in front here, not rue those missed opportunities.
Well, he's done it again here, Djokovic. I just thought this first volley from Lehecka was the wrong one. Straight back to Djokovic, just handed him the initiative, but goodness me, isn't he moving well? Isn't he feeling the ball? Split there in the open stance backhand. Trademark for Djokovic.
At 13 love.
Would you say this guy's 37 years old? I mean, it's incredible how well he's moving. But what was interesting for me was Lehecka on the changeover. He pulled 3 different rackets out of his bag and was hitting the strings, trying to find the right tension. So it seemed like, you know, he's not sure. Does he want to go looser, tighter? Really still trying to find his game.
I think that's a good point, Nick, because Djokovic playing every match in this 7 p.m. slot. Okay, it's a little warmer today, but it's not just the fact that these are the conditions he likes, but it's conditions that he's used to, and his opponents are maybe coming in for the first time and having to adjust to things.
Oh. Looks like he found the right tension there. You know, that was a laser down the line. I feel like that's one of his better shots as well. He likes to step into that backhand. He likes to kind of stay close to that baseline, and I feel like he needs to use that a little bit more if he can get his feet set.
It's his first backhand winner. Hard to believe. One of the best two-handers, one of the simplest two-handers in the game.
Game Djokovic.
It's cute. Saw himself on the big screen. A little fist pump from Stefan.
Djokovic leads 5 games to 3. Love.
What a combination of shots. That was the multi-combo special.
15-all.
Yeah, this forehand winner is a good sign for Djokovic as well. The earlier rounds, Spasivaretti, Faria, I didn't really feel like he was pulling the trigger like that.
Agree.
That was dispatched.
At 13-15.
Lehecka bounce there on that second delivery. One more look at Djokovic's serve in this set, perhaps.
Leads 5 games to 4.
So well. Plenty of trams and trains to get you. Novak, we're going to close out the second set.
15 love.
He's feeling the serve big time. Oh, he missed the catch. I can't believe it, he says. There's VIP seats there right next to the court. He hasn't let the fact that he's had chances to go up a double break affect him at all. The thoughts haven't lingered. It's been another impeccable service game. 3 set points.
Game and second set, Djokovic.
Serving masterclass in set number 2 means that Novak has a 2-sets-to-love lead.
sets away to close out that set.
Well, guys, for me, I think for Jiri Lehecka, you know, something to focus on is making more first serves. He's only made 52% of his first serves, and that means maybe serve a few more into the body. Body forehand, he got a mistake there, and once you see a few more first serves go in, then you start to feel better about yourself, and also maybe you can try to get to the net a little bit more. 8 of 11 net points won, so he's been when he's been aggressive, he's been successful. I think it goes hand in hand, right? The more first serves you see go in, the better you feel about your game. Not having to hit too many second serves, because right now he's really struggling defending his second serve, only winning 43% of those points. So maybe a few more body serves to get some first serves in.
Well, that was crunched. And there is no doubt he needs to start this set strongly. Djokovic hasn't really been under pressure there in this match, and Lehecka has to create some.
That's the shot right there that became so porous at the end of the first set, beginning of the second.
At 13-15.
Brilliant backhand down the line there from Djokovic, going toe-to-toe with Lehecka. And he's sensing his moment, isn't he, already? Yet to be broken tonight. Djokovic, a break here. And he fancies his chances of putting this one to bed in straight sets. That's such a difficult return to hit. You know, it might not look it, but he's moving to his right to create space, and somehow still hitting the backhand cross court, rushing the Lehecka forehand. 23-year-old, he didn't expect that return. It's just badly mistimed.
Djokovic.
as sharp as Novak has been in this match. I think it's fair to say that Lehecka's been pretty blunt. And the big moments, he's made donations that he simply can't afford.
Now that was a horrible moment for Lehecka, that double fault. It's been a head-scratching performance from him. You know, the way he spoke pre-match, of the belief he had that he could win this.
Yeah.
He just hasn't shown up. Novak has been good, and he's played the big moments well. Not given Lehecka any reason to sort of start feeling good, but this has been a real disappointment for Lehecka and his team.
Yeah, there's the Nole Fem.
Yeah, and I think for Lehecka, maybe that's where the frustration comes from, right? Maybe wanting it so bad that you end up not playing your best tennis. You're not as loose in your arm and in your body because you feel like this is your time. You want it so bad, and I think that's maybe where the frustrations comes in.
East. Love 30.
It's this forehand drop shot well to that quarter of the court.
Guys, the birds above the stadium started chirping a little bit louder. That's why he looked up. There was a bit of a sound.
Well watched. Not always a strong suit.
Yeah, difficult under the night sky. Really impressive point, 23 shots. And Djokovic was hitting the ball big there from the baseline. Didn't want to allow Lehecka the chance to attack. As you say, Bobby, kept his eye on these overheads, didn't overplay them.
Thank you. Ready for play. Thank you. Voila. Thank you. Lehecka. One game on.
First time Novak has been broken tonight. And it's just the 5th in the tournament thus far. And in the 10 hours that Novak has been playing, just the 5 breaks a serve.
Thank you.
Significantly more for Novak versus Jiri.
There's the movement again. I like the fist pump from Lehecka when he broke serve there. You know, he's still fully believing in it and invested in this match. Look how quick Djokovic is, just anticipating the next ball. It's relentless.
15 all.
As you mentioned, Colin, you gotta love the fist pump from Lehecka after breaking. He wants to get the crowd involved and also to show Novak he's not going anywhere.
At 30 all.
Oh, great peripheral vision there from Djokovic. He waited to the last possible moment before deciding where he was going to hit this shot.
Advantage, Djokovic.
Well, that's a guy that's won just 37% of his second serve points. It's a bit of a sort of panic, really. Going for the big, flat second serve there. Just didn't really want the ball to come back into play. And he coughs up a break point here.
Likes that flat one, doesn't he, out wide?
Yeah, and the first serve has done its job largely. 30 of 38, 79% of first serve points won. It's just the second that maybe doesn't quite get it out the hitting zone enough.
intelligent volley.
Advantage Lehecka.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I think that was such an intelligent volley, Robbie, because he's hit a lot of drop volleys. And when he's gotten up to the net, he's gone short. Novak's been running forward. So that time, Novak thought he was going to hit another drop volley. And then he went deep and caught Novak off guard.
That's not coming back. Not the fluff of that forehand to take a 2-1 lead in this third set.
2-1.
Mohamed Lawani in the chair tonight, one of the most experienced in the business. He has seen it all. And now he gets to watch some of the younger generation try and challenge greats of the game. Not a bad time to be umpiring in the Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, Murray era.
Yeah, Larry Lehecka is really trying to figure out what he wants to do on that second serve return. We've seen him take some early. That time he tried to run around it, but his body weight was still moving backwards. So he looked over to coach and say, I got to keep taking a few more early, try to get the body weight more forward.
That's it.
Lehecka brought out some heavy artillery in that rally.
Yeah, he certainly did. That's the ball striking we've come to expect from Jiri Lehecka, just missing with the backhand down the line. Still only seen one backhand winner from Lehecka. He needs to bring that strength to the table sooner rather than later.
A 14 love. Left for service.
Brilliant little second serve there, just sneaked it up the tee.
A 2 games on.
Friends at ball 6 tell us 11 mils in.
Please take a seat. Thank you. Place already. Especially behind. Thanks. Love.
No hesitation here. He's onto it in a flash. Oh, that is scandalous.
Scandalous indeed in the quality, but also in the fact that he's stolen this point. It was a pretty average second serve. Running forehands don't come much better than that.
Right in the honey pot.
Left. A 14 love.
A couple of forehands of rich quality. Perhaps he's found something. He did win the title here.
$15 love.
Well, here we go. First time tonight.
15
Djokovic is really starting to feel the pressure from Lehecka, the quality he can bring, and he's sustaining the effort.
Coming into this match, he led the tournament as far as the remaining players are concerned, with First serves unreturned. It's a nice stat to have and to be the leader of, especially when it's sitting around 53% coming in here. And it's pretty good tonight as well. 42% unreturned this evening for Novak.
Guys, the court positioning right now for Lehecka has just gotten so much better. You know, he's trying to get close to the baseline, especially on the second serve return. He's trying to be a bit more authoritative with it, get on top of the rally earlier. Just a better mindset from the Czech right now.
Take the board, please.
Holds the contact on the forehand. Staying calm here under pressure, Djokovic. Love the way he just allows the opponent on those short balls to sort of pick a side and then puts it in behind them.
Djokovic, new balls, please. A 3-game zone. Thank you. Ready for play. Thank you. Love 15.
Now that he's won that first point of the game here, Djokovic will be knuckling down. We'd love to get this done in straight sets tonight.
Guys, it seems like every time Lehecka needs a point on that ad side, he's gone out wide, and he's really gotten Djokovic there. You think Novak is going to start looking for that in key moments?
Yeah, he loves those big flat serves, doesn't he?
For all the incredible returns that Novak makes, that chip return for me is still one of the most beautiful.
Yeah, agree. And smart in that moment, wants to stay in this game. For me, it stood out tonight, the Lehecka serve. There's plenty of pace, it's the flat one well, but I think he needs to continue to work on that shot, bring a bit more variety, accuracy with the slice serve, a bit more kick on the second when he wants it. And that was a beautiful serve on the tee there.
Yeah, that one's so accurate. It's probably good for both boxes.
And this is a decision for both players. Does Lehecka go wide again? Or does he change things up and go for the big one down the center? Just looked like he was leaning back a fraction there.
30-40.
Guys, that was interesting there. Just before that point, Novak looked over at his coaching box and asked him, where do you think he's going to serve? To the tee or out wide? And Andy Murray just kind of said, I don't know. And so there was another serve, an ace down the tee.
Talk about being put on the spot. It's an uncomfortable moment for the coach.
Advantage, Lehecka.
It's interesting because it almost felt like he slightly mishit the second serve there, but it meant it was a lot shorter in the box. It kicked up more, just challenged the timing of Djokovic for one of the few times tonight on the second serve.
The quad squad assaulting the ad court on Novak's side. Wow, legend.
The voice, that's the track, isn't it?
Yes.
God, who's the artist? Killing me here, Robbie.
15 love.
I told you his first name is John. Would that help?
Still blanking here. Put us out of misery, come on.
John Farnham. Doesn't ring a bell.
Robbie knows all the artists. I mean, Robbie knows everything, but definitely artistry.
The word legend gets thrown around a lot these days. Is John in that mix? I'll take your word for it.
Depth for service.
I think if you ask any Aussies, he's right up there.
Please.
Guys, once again, just looking at the ball toss from Novak, he's on my side of the court, and that toss is so far out in front. So definitely on the second serve, pretty much the only serve he can hit is that down the tee toss because it's so far out in front.
Yeah, just showing the frustration there, hence the crowd reaction. This match just with the potential to get under his skin here.
Please. We're ready for serve, no need to disturb. Thank you.
Just a little late on the backhand, came up and out of the shot, trying to save it.
15.
Good depth from Djokovic.
Please. Show good sportsmanship. You're here to enjoy, not to disturb the play. Please, for both players.
Don't mess with Mo.
Oh, that's a cheap mistake there from Lehecka. You can just tell that Novak is not feeling his serve. See him talking to his team right now, and Andy telling him, you're rushing a little bit. That toss is going way too far out in front, and Lehecka's got to make those second serve returns because he's not going to get many of them in key situations.
Yeah, it's been a little hit and miss, the Djokovic serve tonight. Very good at times, but he has had a tendency to lose that toss too far in front.
Game Djokovic.
Sometimes when you're keen to really maximize the strength in the serve and you're looking to keep good pace on it, there is a tendency for the toss to edge that little bit further out in front. It's just going to make it more erratic when you're reaching for it. Yes, you want to drive into the court, but you want to drive up and into the court. Get the net clearance, get the trajectory right.
Please take it, thank you. Any seat for now? Ready for play. Thank you. At 15 love.
More unreturned serves in this set than the previous two. He's hitting the corners with great regularity. Nice change-up.
At 13 love.
Nifty bit of footwork.
At 13-15.
Shows you right there the value of just getting an extra ball in play.
Guys, even though Novak won that point, a lot of Serbian and frustration is being directed over at his team right now. Interesting to watch.
It's a joke how good that is.
At 30 all.
Not for the first time tonight. Djokovic reminding us that he is one of the best movers this sport has ever seen. And look at the shot he produces at the end of it.
Jaw dropping. It's literally the only way Jiri is winning points behind his serve, is if he serves an ace on in return.
Yeah, he's serving well in this set. 6 of 11 aces in set 3.
Lehecka.
Serving big. It's keeping him in this set. 5-4.
back at that incredible shot from Djokovic. Look at the big athletic strides, the straight line sprint, and then the slide. But keeping the racket in front as he slides. If he'd taken the racket back there's no chance he could have got it through for a shot. Just the coordination. So dynamic. And for me, these young players now sliding around on hard courts, they're standing on the shoulders of Djokovic in many ways. Might have seen the odd slide before Djokovic's time, but he brought it on forehand and particularly on the backhand wing.
Got to enjoy moments like these. We don't know for how many years more we'll have Novak playing. He's not getting any younger. The young guns are coming. They're coming quickly. He certainly entertained everybody here so far in the Rod Laver Arena.
Love. Love. At 30-15.
Guys, because of that toss, because he was so far out in front, Lehecka actually sat on that forehand return. That's why he was able to get a big hit on it and then stayed ultra aggressive on that next ball. So he's starting to read those slice serves a little bit more now.
Yeah, I like that return through the middle as well, Nick. Missed a few too many returns. Put the return deep up the middle and then get to work. Wow, 30 love becomes 30 all. It was a ragged looking backhand from Djokovic.
30 all.
He's just trying to block out the noise, Djokovic.
No, I don't think you cannot control. I don't think someone do purpose. 40-30. Cain Djokovic.
Here's Old Faithful. I reckon Novak would have been a good swing bowler. Just
5
Getting that
games
away
all.
swinger going to the right-hander very nicely.
Yeah, that's the trajectory of that slicer up the tee, isn't it? Two really good first serves there from 30 all. Able to put the frustration to one side.
That was a good volley there from Lehecka once again. Again, he's been using so many drop volleys
15
throughout the
love.
first set and a half that Novak actually started running forward again once that ball was low. But Lehecka's now is going deep, recognizing that Novak's looking for the short one.
At 15 all. At 13-15.
Nicely punched away into the space.
At 14-15.
He's been a lot more colourful in the set, hasn't he? He's used a lot more of his palette. Change up there,
Again,
serve
Lehecka.
volley, pacey. It's a nice variety. It's 6-5. Lehecka is playing much better now, excuse me, than he did in the opening two sets.
It's an opportunity missed there. Attackable ball. Opportunity to get ahead in the game. It was just another wild one.
He's done
Such a good job of rushing Lehecka in that forehand corner.
At 40 love.
Went for that slower kick serve.
40-15.
Lehecka is ready for it.
I think if you're playing against Novak, you give him that serve. He's not going to get it that far away out of your hitting zone.
Yeah.
You've got to cover the middle one. It's generally slow to that backhand, isn't it?
Yeah, the kick serve doesn't really get up and away, does it? It still swings a little.
Djokovic.
Danger one, the one you've got to protect is that quick one down the middle.
There's 6 games on. Third set tiebreak. Each player receives 1 additional video review.
Oh. Didn't know that. It's the first time I've heard it announced.
Yep. 3 for the set and an extra if we get to the tiebreak. Same as the old line call challenge system.
Djokovic. As you were
Djokovic.
saying, Colin, that's such a tough return to be moving right and hit it inside out. But as you mentioned, Robbie, just rushing that forehand of Lehecka, and that's the side that's been breaking down in key moments. So let's see if he keeps trying to do that, Djokovic. Djokovic took a little bit of extra time before that second serve because the seagulls above us started getting pretty loud. And just after he missed that backhand, he kind of looked up with his eyes as if to say, what's going on up there? But still 1-1.
It's the exchange I like for Lehecka, backhand to backhand.
What an effort there from Djokovic. Lehecka had read the serve. He rifled the return onto his feet. Djokovic able to just absorb the pressure. Surprised Lehecka's not changing the racket here. I thought this throw might have seen the frame off. He's got to keep his cool here, 23-year-old.
Show-stopping rally from the man who was so difficult to beat here.
It's a point just dripping in defensive quality. The anticipation, he reads this overhead, the skill to make it difficult for Lehecka. And then he knows he's got him for a moment, potentially a match-winning moment.
Couldn't help but think of his coach when he's picking up the smash. I mean, how good was Andy at doing that? He was a nightmare.
3-2,
It's the kind of
Djokovic.
celebration that Andy liked as well, wasn't it? Remember him standing on the advertising boards at Wimbledon as a youngster, celebrating with the bicep pumping.
Yep. He's so brave. Just trusts his ability in the biggest moments.
And 4-2, Djokovic.
So annoyed that he's been caught out again with that serve. Novak saw him step up to the line. Probably thought, okay, now's the moment, I can rush him. 192 km/h, second serve.
At 5-2, Djokovic.
Wasn't committed to that, was he?
Yeah, just got a little out in front, a little ahead of the shot. Badly mistimed it in the end. Unusual.
He's done well here to loom large in the rear view mirror of Novak. Now Djokovic with two serves of his own. A chance to send himself into the quarterfinals here to face Carlos Alcaraz. Doesn't get better than that.
At 6-4, Djokovic.
What a way to bring up match points.
second match
checkmate
Djokovic.
for Lehecka.
6-3,
Novak
6-4,
takes out
7-6.
2 players from Czechia in back-to-back matches. Mahach yesterday and Lehecka today. He is through to the quarterfinals here in Oz for a 15th time. And that ties Roger Federer's total of all-time quarterfinals here at the Australian Open.
Job done for Team Djokovic. Another masterful performance. Another very efficient performance. Lehecka posed a real threat on paper. Didn't really do himself justice, certainly for the first set and a half. Lehecka, it looked like it was all over when he was broken early in the third, but then he was able to break back and make this a real contest. Maybe frustrated, but he'll be back and he'll play a lot of big matches in this tournament in his career. Tonight, though, Djokovic just showed us that ability to manage matches, to play the right shot at the right time. The fact that he's come through Mahach and now Lehecka both in straight sets, that is seriously impressive and a big, big bonus ahead of his meeting with Carlos Alcaraz in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so important that you conserve energy. Australian Open appearance for Djokovic. 15 times he has been to at least the quarterfinals. It's astonishing.